The morning sun had just begun to stretch across the quiet streets of Asheville when Margaret, age 71, wrapped her hands around a warm mug. Her fingers, swollen from years of arthritis, no longer curled with ease. Each sip of tea brought a soft comfort, not just from the heat, but from the hope she quietly clung to. For decades, Margaret believed pain was simply the price of aging. Doctors told her cartilage wears down, and movement gets harder. But deep inside, she couldn't accept that a life filled with joy had to end in limitation. What if one simple cup, steeped in nature's oldest remedies, could begin to change that story? You see, many seniors wake up each morning with aching knees, stiff backs, and fingers that barely respond. They reach for painkillers, ice packs, or heated compresses. But what they truly need is something deeper, a way to calm the fire of inflammation from within. And few things are as gentle, yet powerfully healing, as the right tea. I've spent over 35 years walking alongside older adults who thought nothing could change. And I've seen the quiet transformation that begins when you swap your usual drink for one that actually supports your joints. In the next few minutes, I'll share with you the 3 best teas every senior over 60 should try, especially if arthritis pain is silently stealing your joy. These aren't magic fixes, but if you commit to a daily ritual, I promise, you'll feel the difference. So before you pour that next cup, take a moment. Because what you choose to steep in that mug might just be the beginning of walking freely again. Let's start with the first tea, and a patient story that changed everything I thought I knew about natural relief. It's easy to underestimate tea. It's not a pill. It doesn't come in a bottle with a long name or a prescription label. But what tea does offer, especially for seniors struggling with arthritis, is something modern medicine often overlooks: daily nourishment, gentle anti-inflammatory power, and a ritual that reconnects body and mind. Arthritis after 60 doesn't just show up in the knees or hands. It settles deep into the routines of life. Simple things, brushing your hair, opening a jar, or buttoning your shirt, become reminders of what's slipping away. And the worst part? It all feels invisible to others. You smile through the stiffness. You keep moving, even when it hurts. But the inflammation still brews quietly inside, slowly limiting the life you want to live. That's where tea becomes more than a beverage. Certain herbal and natural teas have been studied for their ability to reduce cytokines, ease oxidative stress, and calm overactive immune responses. In plain terms, they soothe the silent fire behind your pain. Unlike over-the-counter drugs, which offer short bursts of relief and often come with side effects, the right tea gently supports your body's healing over time, day by day, sip by sip. And it's not just the compounds inside the tea that matter. It's the act of slowing down each morning or evening, taking 5 minutes to prepare something just for yourself, breathing in the steam, letting warmth spread through your fingers. That small ritual has power, especially when paired with ingredients proven to fight inflammation. Throughout my career, I've seen this shift happen slowly, beautifully. A patient goes from feeling like their body is betraying them to believing they can work with their body again. And many times it starts not with a new prescription, but with a new kind of cup. So what are these teas? What makes them so effective for arthritis? And why do some seniors feel the difference in as little as 1 week? Let me introduce you to the first tea. Rich, warm, and rooted in one of the world's oldest healing spices, ginger. When James, 69, first walked into my clinic, he winced every time he lowered himself into the chair. "It's my knees, Doc," he said. "They hate the mornings." For years, he had relied on ibuprofen and hot compresses, but the stiffness always came back. I asked him to try something simple for the next 3 weeks. Swap his regular coffee with a warm cup of ginger tea each morning. He looked doubtful. "Ginger? That stuff I put in stir-fry? But 2 weeks later, he returned with a half smile and a freer gait. It's strange, he said. My knees still ache a bit, but they don't lock up anymore, and I feel warmer, looser. That's the quiet magic of ginger tea. Ginger contains a potent compound called gingerol, known for its remarkable anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. In one clinical study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, researchers found that participants with osteoarthritis who consumed ginger extract daily experienced significantly less knee pain and improved mobility compared to those who didn't. Gingerol works by blocking pro-inflammatory chemicals in the body, specifically cytokines and prostaglandins, that fuel swelling, pain, and joint deterioration. But ginger tea goes beyond just chemistry. Its natural warmth helps stimulate circulation, relax muscles around the joints, and relieve stiffness, especially first thing in the morning. For seniors who wake up with aching hips, sore shoulders, or stiff fingers, a mug of ginger tea becomes more than hydration. It becomes relief. The beauty of ginger tea also lies in how customizable it is. Add a slice of lemon to boost vitamin C. Stir in a bit of honey to soothe the throat, or steep with cinnamon for extra anti-inflammatory support. It's a tea that invites experimentation, making your morning routine not just helpful, but enjoyable. Most importantly, it creates a feeling of doing something proactive. That sense of empowerment, of taking healing into your own hands, is something every senior deserves. James still drinks ginger tea every morning. He says it's not just for his knees anymore. It's become his moment of calm before the day begins. And if ginger can bring that kind of relief, wait until you meet the next tea. It's one that's been studied across the world for its incredible antioxidant strength and its ability to help protect the joints from within. Let's talk about green tea. There's something quietly powerful about green tea. It doesn't shout with bold flavors like ginger or turmeric. Instead, it offers a soft, almost grassy calm, something that sneaks into your system and starts doing its work quietly, almost respectfully. That's exactly how it worked for Elaine, 74, a retired schoolteacher who had spent most of her life standing on hardwood classroom floors. By the time she reached her 70s, her knees and hips ached constantly. She didn't want more pills. She wanted to feel like herself again. So I encouraged her to try adding green tea into her daily routine, 1 cup in the morning, another in the afternoon. 3 weeks later, she returned with her eyes brighter than before. I don't know if it's magic, she said, but I've been getting through my day without needing to sit down every hour. The secret lies in a compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, a powerful antioxidant found in abundance in green tea. Studies, including one published in Arthritis Research and Therapy, have shown that EGCG can inhibit the activity of certain inflammatory pathways involved in rheumatoid arthritis. Specifically, it's been found to reduce joint swelling and protect cartilage from breakdown. But the benefits don't stop there. Green tea also supports overall metabolic health, improves circulation, and reduces oxidative stress, all of which are critical factors in managing arthritis and joint pain as we age. Seniors often deal with multiple overlapping issues, and green tea offers a gentle, full-body support that doesn't overwhelm the system. Unlike sugary drinks or even some herbal teas that spike and crash energy, green tea provides a subtle lift in alertness, enough to help seniors feel mentally clear without feeling jittery. It's the kind of beverage that helps you move better and think better. Elaine began pairing her green tea with light stretches on her porch each morning. She said it helped her feel like her bones were waking up again. That's the beauty of green tea. It's not just about removing pain. It's about restoring motion and clarity. And if green tea provides that calm foundational support, the next tea brings the fire. The kind that melts stiffness, targets inflammation at its core, and leaves behind something remarkable: ease. Let me introduce you to the golden powerhouse of the tea world, turmeric. When I first met Harold, he was 76 and walked with a cautious, almost robotic rhythm. Each step calculated, each turn of his head slow and stiff. "My back locks up every evening," he told me. "I've tried everything short of injections. I just want to sit in my recliner without feeling like my spine is rusted shut." I didn't reach for a prescription pad that day. Instead, I gave him a simple suggestion: add turmeric tea to his nightly routine. He paused, looked confused, and said, "You mean the yellow stuff I cook with?" Exactly that. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, arguably one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories known today. Multiple studies, including research published in the Journal of Medicinal Food and Phytotherapy Research, have shown curcumin to be effective in reducing joint pain, stiffness, and inflammation in patients with osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. It works by blocking key inflammatory molecules like TNF-alpha and interleukin-6, which are often elevated in people with chronic joint pain. But here's the key: curcumin is not easily absorbed on its own. That's why turmeric tea is often best enjoyed with a small pinch of black pepper. The compound piperine in pepper increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, unlocking its full healing potential. Harold was skeptical, but he committed to a nightly cup: turmeric steeped in warm almond milk, a dash of cinnamon, and just a hint of black pepper. After 3 weeks, he came back with a remarkable update. "It's not gone," he said, "but I'm no longer afraid to get up and down from my chair. My back feels looser." Beyond the anti-inflammatory power, turmeric tea provides a deep internal warmth that many seniors find comforting in the evening. It supports liver function, digestion, and sleep quality, 3 areas that directly impact how pain is perceived and managed in the body. And unlike caffeine-based teas, turmeric allows the body to wind down. For seniors who struggle with stiffness that worsens at night, it can be the difference between tossing and turning, or sleeping deeply and waking up refreshed. Now, imagine what happens when these 3 teas are used in combination: morning, afternoon, and evening, like a symphony of support. But you don't have to imagine. One of my patients lived this routine, and her story remains one of my favorite transformations to this day. Let me tell you about her next. Her name was Darlene. She was 68 when she first walked into my clinic in early spring, wrapped in a scarf even though the sun was out. Her fingers were curled tightly, her steps deliberate. "It takes me 20 minutes just to open a jar these days," she said with a sad laugh. "And don't even ask about stairs." Darlene had lived with arthritis for nearly 15 years. Her medicine cabinet was full, but her hope was running low. What she longed for wasn't a miracle. It was the ability to move through her day without constant negotiation with pain. I gave her a simple plan. Nothing extreme. Just 3 cups of tea a day, ginger in the morning to ease her into motion, green tea at midday to support her joints and clarity, and turmeric at night to calm inflammation and help her rest. For the first week, she noticed only the warmth. "At least my hands feel nice while I'm holding the cup," she joked. By week 2, the stiffness in her fingers began to lessen. She could twist the faucet handle again without wincing. The swelling in her knuckles had gone down. By the end of week 4, she walked into my office, scarf tucked into her bag, eyes brighter. "I walked to the market yesterday," she said, "by myself. No cane." She still had arthritis. The pain didn't vanish, but something had changed, inside and out. The inflammation wasn't controlling her anymore, and with each day, she built confidence in her body again. It wasn't the teas alone, of course. It was the consistency, the intention, and the belief that healing doesn't always roar. It sometimes starts with a quiet sip. Darlene now shares her tea routine with her sister, who's also battling joint pain. She says it's no longer about the pain, it's about reclaiming small joys like gardening, walking, and reaching for things on the top shelf without fear. And that, to me, is transformation. Not dramatic, not sudden, just beautifully real. Arthritis has a way of creeping into your life slowly, until one day you realize you're avoiding stairs, skipping morning walks, or hesitating to hug your grandchildren because the ache in your joints is just too much. And while no tea alone can undo years of wear and tear, the right ones, taken consistently, can absolutely help you reclaim movement, comfort, and confidence. Ginger, green, and turmeric tea aren't new discoveries. They've been used for centuries in cultures that knew something we often forget. Healing doesn't always come from the pharmacy. Sometimes it's steeped in warm water, sipped slowly, and allowed to work quietly over time. I'm not here to sell you on a miracle. I'm here to remind you that your body, even after 60, is still listening, still responding, still capable of healing in ways you might not expect. But you have to give it the right tools, and give it time. If your mornings are filled with stiffness, if your evenings end in swelling, or if your spirit feels dimmed by the slow grind of pain, I invite you to try just one of these teas tonight. Not because it will fix everything overnight, but because it might just start something. A new habit, a new comfort, a new kind of strength. And if this message resonates with you, share it with someone you love, someone who might also be silently fighting their own battle with inflammation. Because no one deserves to walk that road alone. From my heart to yours, Dr. David.